Hello and welcome to this edition of Tips and Tricks. Now today I'm going to be talking about modifying your own homemade Alabama rig. I did that video about a month ago of me playing around with this concept of this sort of finesse version and these little light cables, and I've been catching fish on it since, and I've been doing some modifications to it. One of the first modifications I did was to add this little chatter blade to the front of it. Now the chatter blade, I remember I did that video about adding it to a swim bait, and I thought, well, there's 3 swim baits behind this, why not add the chatter blade to this? Adds a lot of vibration, gets this thing shaking, gives it some more attention, and it's worked. It's caught me some fish. Another benefit of it is, like I said, sometimes these things run, land upside down or whatever, you can't tell if they're running right. If that blade's chattering and moving and you feel the vibration, you know it's running nice and true through the water. Okay, that was my first modification. Now, a next modification, well, beyond the fact that I made an industrial version, probably too industrial with really thick, heavy wire, but I added a ballast to it. The original A-rig has that sort of crankbait head to it and then the wire's coming off. So I created a ballast. And I did this with heat glue. I took heat glue, I built it up, and then I shaped it so it's got that aerodynamic look, and it does seem to help it stay nice and true as it's coming to the water. And again, I'm playing with the 3s. I'm in California, you can only have 3, but any of these modifications will work with a 5 or a 4 or whatever you design. So, play around with those, try adding a ballast, try adding the chatter blade to the front. But something interesting is I found a contraption. I found this at Bed Bath & Beyond. I went to my sister's Thanksgiving, they had one of these. It's actually a head massager. Like I said, it's at Bed Bath & Beyond, it's $3.99. But if you look at this thing, does that not look pretty similar to what us bass fishermen are now using as a bait? Sure, it has a lot more wires, but you can cut them off down to the 4, the 5, or 6, or whatever you want. This long end, you could cut off and add an eye to it. But even if that sort of thing doesn't work, and I haven't played with it, I just found it, I just got one. The wires themselves are the wires you need to create your own little 3, 4, or 5. And for $3.99, I mean, the original one runs for $25. $3.99, you can get all these wires. Haven't played around with trying to pull this out. I don't know how long they are. But I think this would be a fun thing to play around with. And if later on I play with it and come up with some concepts, I will obviously do another video about modifying the head massager from Bed Bath & Beyond. But there you go. Just some simple modifications, some things I've been playing with my homemade Alabama rigs, and finding this funky little contraption that I'm sure is going to catch me fish eventually. So I hope this helps. I hope you join us for our next tips and tricks, and I hope you've had a chance to play around with making your own Alabama rigs. Until next time.